Welcome to Follow Your Joy podcast, where intuition is the doorway to your wisdom, your genius, and your joy. I'm your host, Marla Diane, and I've been transforming creative entrepreneurs' lives for over 26 years through two businesses as a success coach and business strategist, and prior to that, an entertainment publicist and talent manager. It's time to make joy your inner GPS for life and business decisions rather than lean on your logic and your reason first. You'll not only be following what is most authentic to you and for you, but you will live the beautiful life meant just for you. You'll come to learn that following your joy is a life and a business strategy. So listen in for inspiring entrepreneurial stories and solo casts that illuminate listening to your intuition is certainly the doorway to your wisdom, your genius, and your joy. Not sure how to access, use, or trust your intuition? Join me in the conversation to find out how. Well, it is solo cast time. How are you? Oh, how about those creative entrepreneur stories so far? Are you enjoying them? Are you inspired? I hope so. I've really enjoyed and continue to enjoy interviewing them. Each one of them demonstrate the power of listening to your intuition and joy for both men and women. Got these wonderful creative men, and they're doing it. I love that. So if you haven't listened to those episodes yet, I highly encourage you to do that, over the next week and take some notes, from their wise and brilliant advice. Last weekend, I took myself on a Palm Springs Margaritaville resort getaway to recenter and reground myself after almost 5 months of nonstop work mode. And then, of course, the passing of my sweet dog, Mojo, in May. Ooh, really sent me back a little bit. So nothing like R&R by the pool and all play, no work to give you a refreshed perspective in life. In fact, I came home with a deeper appreciation for my life and especially living by the ocean. Nothing like 10-degree weather to make you definitely appreciate living by the ocean. Getaways, they're vital for our well-being. I know you know that. I call this the pleasure principle, and that's what I aspire for you often. It wasn't long ago, 5 years to be exact, where I had to learn how to bring pleasure consistently into my life because I was way too often in work, get it done, masculine energy mode rather than a blend of both feminine and masculine. And again, the feminine, which is highly powerful, is about pleasure, fun, adventure, creativity, laughter, intuition. It's equally powerful as the masculine energy of life. And how to bring more pleasure into your life, which is the topic of this episode, it requires you to focus on desires, your desires. And of those desires, the first thing to consider as you're writing these down is to identify what is the driving force behind your desires. What are they made from? So I use this approach from Gina DeVee's awesome book, The Audacity to Be Queen, which I highly recommend, where she has you inquire within about desires. Is this desire of mine ego-based? In other words, is it just to keep up with the Kardashians? How authentic is it to you? Who are you pleasing, you or someone else? How will you feel after this desire is fulfilled? Inspired or short-lived? So instead, what Gina recommends is if this desire is truly spirit-led from your intuition, or if it's from fear, spend time with your higher power asking, listening for the purpose behind the desire. Seriously, think about what is that desire? Kind of give it the litmus test via your intuition, not your logic, right? Or your intellect, because your joyful life is manifested by prioritizing pleasure in all areas. Think of that as a metric for success. I like that. This is what I do as far as desires. Several things is taped to my bathroom mirror and bulletin board near my workspace are the words, how can I bring more pleasure into all areas of my life? It's a great reminder. And on the document are three images. One is a woman standing in a beautiful Italian village courtyard, swirling around with her hands outstretched, with you can tell the feeling of joy and liberation and freedom. There's another shot, it's gorgeous, of Villa Cora, which is in Florence, Italy. And it's the main room, and it's decorated really ornately. I was there. It's pretty amazing. Decorated ornately with gold, majestic Baroque decor. And the ceilings, a masterpiece. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous photo. Because Villa Cora is located it's a centuries old park that overlooks the Boboli Gardens on the hills just outside the historical center of Florence. In fact, it's one of the locations I had my brand photo shoot in 2017 for my then soon to be new Renaissance Woman brand that my team and I created upon my return from my month-long stay. Let me tell you, this villa takes my breath away and immediately raises my vibration every time I see the photos. And I remember my experience walking the grounds and posing in several of the elegant rooms as my photographer and her team created an outstanding experience. Okay. And then the third photo on this sheet, right, is a flowing sheer white curtains framing a floor to ceiling bedroom window that's blowing in the wind, overlooking a balcony, looking out on Tuscan vineyards. So just by those, you can imagine for yourself feelings of pleasure and joy, right? And I thank God, I thank my guides, I thank my higher power for directing me to my women's empowerment business and lifestyle coach. That's Gina, back in 2014, that eventually turned into several major transformations from her mentorship that actually started in 2017 to the current time. And it was her that taught me the power of feminine leadership and feminine arts that I so craved for many years. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you, I wanted so much to understand what this feminine power, this feminine empowerment, the feminine arts. I didn't quite understand it because I'm sure much like you, I was no fault of anyone's, just the way it was. I was just taught, trained in a very masculine way to operate my life, operate my business the way I thought, and not so much bring in the heart, the intuition, the joy, the pleasure, the adventure. That was kind of something that you did after you did all the work. Well, let me tell you, that led to an incredible high burnout. And that's when I brought Gina in to really, really show me how to take these natural assets and create a balance, a blend of the masculine and feminine. Oh, I'll tell you, because it was her influence and teachings that really gave me the permission and validated no longer living in my burned out masculine energy, right, to running my business and life. Instead, placing desires and pleasure and travel, intuition, joy, love, adventure, creativity, receiving, spirituality, all that at the forefront. of all my decision making in order to manifest my desires more efficiently and more often. That's why we're here. That's why I'm talking about this. It is core, it is central to my well being and yours. And most important thing to remember here about your desires is we must be the vibrational match while not being reliant on physical evidence. So, what does that look like and feel like? All right, giving myself permission to invest money more often in adventure and travel, especially Italy, buying beautiful clothes, accessories for myself without the guilt. Right? It's also raising my wealth consciousness to a place where living from an abundant mindset of money and resources as a normal rather than a once in a while thing because I allowed my ego and outdated money rules of practicality and function and being overly responsible to dictate my everyday existence. The tangible results over the years, a consistent resource of ideal clients, unexpected income, expected income, ease and flow of paying bills, creating financial relaxation. Ever heard of that before? I love that. Financial relaxation and consistently increase of my credit score, to name a few. And the art of manifesting from a place of trust and faith as if what I desire is already here and trusting my intuition and relationship with my higher power. Right? These are several of the results and what it looks like and feels like to have a vibrational match of my desires, which I'm going to go into a little more detail what that means. But this is what you're looking for. There's tangible results when we do this intangible thing. I won't do anything intangible, metaphysical until I really know that there's something tangible that I can actually wrap my head and heart around. Yeah, you too? You know, there's a saying from A Course in Miracles, I love this, that speaks well to all this. If you really believed who walks beside you on the path you've chosen, fear would be impossible. Yeah. So, in the examples I just gave you, where is lack, fear, worry, practicality, and being reasonable in any one of those? It's not, right? Because when we are more loyal to our desires and joy and living from a pleasurable state rather than fear and anxiety and worry, right, and constant go, 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 which is, by the way, your ego seducing you, we end up living a life meant for us. Okay. So this vibrational match thing, this comes from in my favorite go-to book, an expert in how to do this and keep reminding me how to do it, is Esther and Jerry Hicks' book, Ask and It Is Given, with the teachings of Abraham. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but I recommend it to all my clients, recommended for you, because the first half of the book teaches the importance of your emotional guidance scale. And it explains that your emotions are indicators of your vibrational frequency as to what degree you're in alignment with source energy. Because the better you feel, the more you're in allowing energy rather than resistance. And resistance is ego. Resistance is lack. Resistance is negativity. All right. So this all comes from the truth that we're made of energy, and our thoughts and our feelings act like Wi-Fi signals or a radio wave with a vibrational frequency. Like attracts like into physical form. So beyond the first half of the book, is where the rubber meets the road. This is where they have 22 proven processes that will improve your point of attraction. Okay. When you're in the vibrational match, which means how you are feeling at any given moment, you are then in an allowing state, which is allowing your desires to manifest. That's what that means. So the one that I'm playing, and this is where it gets really fun, because these they're like games and they're processes to putting all this into actual action. The one I'm playing is process 5, the prosperity game, where it helps you expand your ability to imagine so you can add more clarity and specificity to your desires while enhancing the flow of abundance. So, what does that mean? Essentially, you're creating and entering deposits and debits into an imaginary check register. And we're talking money. So, what I chose to do, I think they give you a recommendation of an old check register or a journal. I created kind of an 8x10 landscape layout check register, and I called it Universal Bank of Abundance and Point of Attraction. And every day I do this. And what they have you do is you begin with $1,000 deposit, like a check register, right? And on the same day of that deposit, you spend it, invest it, save it, do whatever you want with it, but you enter that into the register. You make deposits and withdrawals as if it were real. The next day, you enter 2,000 as a deposit, spend it, invest it, save it. So what you're doing is it's in increments of 1,000. It keeps going up. So the next day is 3,000 deposit. And then you're withdrawing and you're literally entering in the register what you're going to be using it for. Right? So you're doing, again, 1,000 increments a day. I mean, you can go as far as 50 days, 80 days, 300 days. So, for example, on the 50th day, you're entering a $50,000 deposit on top of the $49,000 deposit you did just the day before. See where I'm going with this? Is that you see how this can really stretch your imagination and get you to raise your vibration and how it feels to have this money and use it however you desire. Because what we focus on expands, you know that. That's the energetic principle. See, most of us offer our vibration almost exclusively in response to what we are observing, the here and now, rather than what we could be and attracting it into physical form. Because again, everything is made of energy, including money, because before it lands in your bank account, it's an energy that vibrates high because it's a blessing. So universal intelligence makes no distinction between what's real or imagined, and nor does your brain, by the way. Universal intelligence only responds to vibration. There's no time continuum either. It just is. You know, whatever you impress upon, like universal intelligence, universal energy, that's what you create back. So the prosperity game process is a powerful tool for shifting your beliefs and your vibrational point of attraction. The point of this is having fun, thinking and imagining what it is really like to spend, save, invest, however you want to use this money in any way you desire. It helps expand how you also think about numbers, because part of your wealth consciousness in raising it is getting accustomed to larger, bigger numbers. Yeah. So I started a week ago, and it's definitely stretching my imagination and my focus. Every day I'm adding more, and I'm literally required how to use that. Some of my deposits go to bills, some entertainment, savings, investments, travel. I become an even better steward of money and how to grow it, pay off debt, invest, play, and of course, pay for my desires. So here's the very cool thing. This will not only improve your financial status because it helps attract more money into your life, by means of new clients, projects, unexpected income, expected income, but it also improves all areas of your life, not just money. So a quick story of my own. In the first week of doing this, is I was very and have been diligent, and I attracted more income from an unexpected source. So it happened fairly quickly. And I have dozens of stories like these of my own over the years and that of clients using similar mindset and habit strategies. It works, but you must have the faith and the trust and keep at it without using logic. Lean on your imagination and trust. Right? So the message here is I never allow anything to get in the way of pleasure for the sake of being practical or reasonable. Source is not outside of us, it's in us. So let's remember to be in the miraculous zone by knowing desires, large and small, are available when you are in the receiving mode, not always in the make it happen mode, but lean back, trust, allow, as you then take daily actions. Okay, we look to our inside world to inform and direct us, not the outside world. So lastly, go to my blog at marladiane.com/blog. And I have a helpful, purposeful meditation that will take you out of resistance mode and into the state of allowing. And that's fertile ground for your desires to manifest. Sound good? All right, I'll have that in the show notes. Very good. So I've got some wonderfully inspiring entrepreneur interviews coming up. The next one on August 3rd is a very special one with a celebrity in the design world who's been decorating homes of celebrities for 3 decades. You are going to love him. He's a straight shooter and so good at what he does. And he's going to have an incredible story for you to hear. Say hello on Instagram by tagging me with a screenshot of this episode. Until next time, have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are in the world. Be kind and remember, always follow your joy. Wasn't that an inspiring conversation? Hey, thanks for listening in. You can find more entrepreneurial stories and resources at marladiane.com. And while you're there, enjoy my 3 free downloads to up-level your business and your life. And how about you take a screenshot of this episode and tag me on Instagram by sharing your highlights of what you learned today. I'd love that. Until next episode, take care.